Understanding capacity. All right, we are talking about capacity, and that's a brand new word that no one's really said, hey, this is what capacity means, but I'm doing that now. Capacity is just sort of like a synonym for volume. When you see capacity, you know they're talking about volume. Another good clue to make you go, oh, they're probably talking about volume is the fact that you see the word liters on this page. You see things measured in liters. So that will help you understand, oh, they're talking about measuring liquid. So first what I want to do is put the measurements of the different containers in my chart. So let's look at container A. It is right here. You see it? It's halfway between 50 and 45. It's got a long mark right here. And whenever it's halfway between with a long mark, do you know what that means? I hope you do. If you're not sure, you can certainly count and go 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. That's 45 liters. Good. B, let's look at B. B has more because it's up higher on this number line. It's right there. It's not halfway between 60 and 50. This guy right here is halfway between. You see how it sticks out farther? So we can assume that that's 55. Then we count up 56, 57. So B is 57 liters. And notice how I'm labeling. I'm not just saying 57 because anybody who deals with measurement knows that you gotta label it. 57 liters. Last but not least is C. C is all the way down here, so we know it's less. And I see underneath it is 21, so that must mean the next, 20, that must mean the next one is 21 liters. And now we can answer these questions. It says, which barrel has the greatest capacity? Wrong. And I bet you thought you got it right, but let me show you wrong. I'm going to the point barrel is capacity. And I'm borrowing your spelling too. There's no need to spell it out right in question. The barrel with the greatest. Borrowing the word capacity, so I spell it right. Capacity is. Now I can answer it. And you had the right answer. You just didn't answer in a complete sentence. The barrel with the greatest capacity is B. Period. Okay, next. Which barrel has the smallest capacity? Did you answer in a complete sentence? I hope you did. I'm going to borrow the words from here so I can do it too. The barrel with the smallest capacity is. You see how I borrowed all those words to answer in a complete sentence? You're just rearranging them to make it a sentence, not like a statement, not a question. The barrel, how to spell it, with the smallest capacity is. I have capital and a period. Next. Let me fill this in real quick. Good. Next it says, Mrs. Parodi buys a barrel that holds 50 liters. Which barrel did she most likely buy? Explain. Now this one's hard because, oh wait, it's not. Look at me go. So look, 57 or 45. Which one will hold 50 liters? 45 would not hold 50 liters. How about 21? Would 21 hold 50 liters? No. So the answer becomes clear when you put each one to the test. Could you hold 50 liters? Could you hold 50 liters? You have to test each one to find the right answer. So again, I'm going to write this in a complete sentence. Let's see here. Mrs. Parodi most likely bought barrel B. Yep, making sure. Spelling it right, borrowing the spelling. Because, yeah, I'm using the word because. You know why? They asked me to explain. If they say explain, you should have the word because somewhere in your sentence. This is pretty most likely bought barrel B because it is the only one, and if this happens, it's okay, to hold 50. Only one, and I'm going to do this, watch. Insert big enough. That's okay if this happens too. The only one big enough to hold 50 liters, period. Last question. Use the number line to find out how many more liters barrel B has than barrel C. Okay? So we're going to compare barrel B and barrel C. And I can do that over here. Anytime you have that on a math problem, if you're not sure what sign to use, I usually draw it out and I say, oh, this one has 57 and this one has 21. And they want to know how much bigger the bottom one is. How are you going to do that? And then if that still doesn't help you, watch what I do. I substitute the number 57 with an easy number that's big, like 10. And I substitute 21 with an easy number that's small, like 2. And then I just pretend like these are the numbers. Well, barrel B has 10 and barrel C has 2. How will I find out how much bigger this one is? When I make the numbers easy, I go, oh yeah, 10 minus 2. I have to do subtraction to find the difference. The word difference is another signal too, between the big and the little number. So now that I know it's subtraction, I can't use 10 and 2 anymore. Sorry, Charlie. I have to subtract it. 57 minus 21, 7 minus 1 is 6, 5 minus 2. So the difference is 36 liters. And I would write my sentences, but I drew pictures. So the difference between the biggest and the littlest is 36 liters. All right, it says I pour A into B. How much liquid is now in B? First thing you need to do is figure out how much liquid is in both. So let's take a look. Over here we've got 5 liters because it goes up to the 5 liter mark. Then over here it looks like we only have 1 liter because it only goes up to the 1 liter mark. Then next it says I pour A into B. So we're going to add 5 more liters to this. We could do that and draw it, or we could just add the numbers together really. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add 5 more liters to this and it stops at the 6 liter mark, and I could draw that in like that. Or let's double check. 5 plus 1, 6 liters. Make sense? Hope so. Now, it's your turn.